This video is to show you how to create stairs. So for stairs, it's actually relatively easy. You're just gonna say how tall and how wide is each step. So if my stairs were gonna be, we'll say half a foot tall, I would put my little mark. And then if I wanted them to be a full foot wide, I would put a little mark and then keep going and keep going and keep going until you have all of your little marks in. Say a full, a half, and a full. So I'm just going to do a couple for reference. Then you're going to have to fold it kind of like a fan where those marks are. Because your models are so teeny tiny, you need to be really careful that you are being precise with these folds, or your stairs are going to end up being really wonky. So we fold. And we're just going to fold until we run out of steps. So you're going to count the steps on your drawings, and that is going to be how many steps you put on in real life. Then I'm going to do one more just as reference. And then I would cut it off wherever I needed it to be. So I'm just going to do these. And now I have my steps. So you can kind of see, and you'll have to tape and make sure that everything's right. But that's going to be my steps. Remember when we did our Greek theater model? That's kind of the same thing we're going for. So you would tape it, glue it, whatever you need to do. Make sure you have tabs. And once you go to actually glue it to your floor, that'll create steps for you. If your steps are something kind of weird or circular, what I would suggest doing is actually folding a big note card first, and then cutting out that shape from your steps. If you try to do it without doing that, it's going to get a little bit weird, but you can also go through, and for people who have a lot of different steps and a lot of platforms, do them in chunks. So if you have steps, I'm just going to draw these in really quick. So if you had steps going this way, and then you had a platform, and then you had steps going this way, I would create these steps, and then I would create your platform, and then I would create these steps. If you have it that kind of goes circular, so let's say that we have our wall here, and then our wall, actually I'm going to do what Emma Reynolds is doing, and I am going to create a circular drawing. So my circle's here, and her steps actually go all the way up in a circle. So this is going to be a little bit more complicated. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut out this shape first, then fold your steps up. And if that gets a little funky and it doesn't attach right, you can continue cutting it until it fits. For those of you who are doing really complicated steps, I'm not going to be super nitpicky. It's for the steps that are just like single layers that I'm going to be looking for measurements and making sure everything is accurate. But another thing you need to note is if you have steps that are really tall, you're going to need some kind of a support. So whether that means you need to put toothpicks under it, or if that means you need to attach it to your wall somehow, some way, make sure that you have the supports so that it'll stay standing.